KNUS Denver, a Salem Media Group station. Peter Boyles. Making life less complicated in the morning.
Boom, boom, boom. Gonna shoot you right
News
down.
Talk 710, KNUS.
Rock and roll is here to stay. Woodpecker Talk. Morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, 14 March 2017. Good old 710 KNUS. We're Denver's talk station. 710 KNUS Weather Center weather on a Tuesday. Dig this, 70 will be the high, 73 Wednesday, 75 Thursday. Look at the weekend, 80 Saturday, 77 on Sunday. Coming up, our radio show on the weekends, the Bird Talk guys are just the best. I got a woodpecker, or the woodpecker has me. Woodpecker wars. Can't whack a woodpecker. I'm hearing these people about shooting the woodpecker. I would not shoot the woodpecker. I have this grudging admiration, but Crowley said it's not a woodpecker, it's a flicker. And the woodpecker family, I go read this on the internet, the woodpecker family includes flickers and sapsuckers. Sounds like talk show. Talk show host. You got your flickers, you got your sapsuckers, and you got your woodpeckers. That's the lineup. The morning show being done by a sapsucker. 21 species inhabit the United States. I talked to Roberto. He said, we don't have woodpeckers in Mexico. I said, what? And he said, no, there's no woodpeckers in Mexico. And there's a Spanish word for woodpeckers. So anyhow, this started, I guess, spring, and the peckers show up. And they're looking for other peckers. And so apparently it's a mating call, which, of course it is. Some guy slamming his pecker up against a house. It's like it's women everywhere. I know that I'm never going to get married again. Just find some woman that really hates me. I'll buy her a house. It's like I'll be like a woodpecker. So anyhow, so I called Casey up and I said, Casey, we got to get those bird guys on the show because this is making me nuts. And it's a big pecker. I see him. Like sits up in a tree. And we have his song. When I was a little boy, and the Woody Woodpecker song hit. And I always loved Woody Woodpecker. I think my brother modeled his life after Woody Woodpecker. I do. But he had a little blue suit on, a little collar. But he made everybody nuts. He was just great. So without further ado, and when you hear this one noise, that's the noise that the woodpeckers make. So this is the theme of the morning. Casey, hit it. Love it. There he is, sitting up in a tree. Good dad. Here I come. You know what he's doing. Walter Lantz, that just dawned on me. And he would and they would have a block of wood, and he would just peck out Woody Woodpecker. That was his open, right?
Every family had that woodpecker. Oh. And if you didn't, you were the woodpecker.
That's right. If you can't figure out who the woodpecker is, it's you. My brother, I swear, modeled his life after Woody. So anyhow, and we are also your official fake news morning show. We decided after long last, we're going to be the fake news show. I've had enough of this. So many people, Billy Tokes over there. Billy, did you ever go to war with woodpeckers? You ever have a woodpecker thing? Yeah, come in here. Get in here. This is one of my all-time favorites. The talented Billy Toke. You had an incident with woodpeckers?
Yeah, we've got a couple in our neighborhood, and they come around and they peck right around the edges of the windows, and they do it because they're looking for mates. So we've got some large holes in a couple of sidings. I've had to fill them with some foam that hasn't worked very well, but I did go to war with the woodpeckers. My number one weapon, super soakers. The really powerful squirt guns. And It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
You and the boys.
Yeah. When you hear them, we run outside. Yeah, you make sure they're loaded during the mating seasons. Yeah. And you run outside, just open up and just squirt all up and down. It takes a couple of times. The fun part is they'll come back a couple of times. So you get a couple of shots at them.
You'll go a little blind.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Hide behind them, get feathers in your hair.
What do snipers call them, a hide?
Yes.
Build a hide.
Get the grease paint on your face.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Deer urine on your boots, yeah.
Put some feathers on your head.
Exactly.
And wait for the peckers.
Yes, exactly. Got to wait for the peckers early in the morning.
Hey, pecker alert, pecker alert. Well, the pecker started hitting the house.
No.
And yesterday I'm reading this great book about how organized crime ran all the gay bars in New York. Up in Stonewall riots was really a fight against mafia. Anyhow, the whole world lights up, and I heard it on Saturday when I came home from skiing.
Get that.
And I thought, well, what the hell's that? Now, I'm laying on the couch with a cat.
Oh, and all of a sudden,
cat goes on full alert. The whole house. And I said, I called Casey up. I said, Casey, I got a pecker.
Yeah. And he goes, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So the minnows, who are the bird brains, the guys that do that bird talk.
Oh, yeah.
Love those guys.
Oh,
they're
great.
coming on the radio, and they said,
fantastic.
They said you have to get a flicker house.
Pardon me?
and the pecker goes.
Yeah.
And you
okay, sure.
you hang, and if they don't live in the pecker house,
it doesn't happen in Amsterdam. The flicker has to go in the pecker house.
South Street.
Yeah.
Hey, damn.
Yeah.
See the light in the window.
Yes, exactly. That's what happens.
I love you a long time.
Yeah.
And there's like this. Then the pecker goes over there and beats on that. Doesn't beat it.
We've got one when he flies around the neighborhood. He'll hit that the metal vent on top of the house. Oh, that's vicious.
I see him up in the trees, like in a tree.
Yeah.
He's like Woody.
Exactly.
He said, "Go to sleep."
He's like, just wait. I'm just waiting for you, big guy.
Take 5.
Well, good luck. You have to tell me what happens.
Have spot break. I'll let you in. Billy Thorpe, everyone. 710 KNUS, Denver's talk station. Jack, you're on a radio show. Good morning, man. Thanks.
Cranston, you swerved into it again, man. I can't believe you did that. About the gay bars in Manhattan. You're talking about Club 181 on 2nd Avenue, which was a Jewish art theater.
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the deal.
Go slow.
They couldn't have gay bars in New York because of the public lewdness
That's
laws,
right.
and the police would go in and throw them out. And what the mafia did was they were selling protection to anybody because they controlled the cops. And all that was a protection deal is how they started out doing that.
Absolutely true.
And there's a radio personality named Gary Craig, and he's on FM station in Hartford, Connecticut, who I've been talking to, and he's threatening to write a book on the cabarets in New York, and I'm very heavily into that. If he doesn't write the book, I think I might.
Well, let me tell you.
And he claims.
Go slow. It's trade.
Go ahead.
Way I came across it.
Yeah.
There's this new book on the market, How the Mob Ran New York, and it's divided up into sections, including the fight game, Madison Square Garden and Blinky Plumero and Frankie Carbo and those guys. But then it gets to gay clubs. Also, the Copacabana. I didn't realize that Frank Costello owned the Copacabana.
Right.
And then all these different and Greenwich Village bars and all this kind of stuff. And then it gets into gay bars. The 181, the Stonewall, and there was apparently like a gay Copa. And and they, and women dressed in tuxedos, and they were lesbian dances and all this kind of stuff. Well, the mob protected it, and they paid off.
That's right. And your hero Jack Johnson, in his retirement years, bought the Cotton Club in Harlem.
And the club was owned by Oni Madden, Oni the Killer, and then he actually has to go to prison, but also prohibition is ending. And Mr. Jack buys the Cotton Club, but it's on the slide by then. It's sliding by then.
Right. Well, Gary Craig claims to be a grandson of Jack Silverman. And Silverman's first club was the old Romanian Club, which was on Allen Street in downtown Manhattan. And then he opened the Club International, which was on 52nd and Broadway, where all the people from NBC and Jack Parr, all of them used to hang out in the International Club. And then, of course, Barbara Walters' father was Lou Walters. But anyway, in the Harlem clubs, the gay clubs, all the cabarets in Manhattan, and this Gary Craig, I sent him a bunch of material on that, and he never even acknowledged that he received it. But he claims he's going to write a book on it, and I've got an awful lot of material on that.
Well, this guy is ahead of maybe not ahead of anybody, but I didn't realize that the Stonewall riots that really began the movement for gay rights in America comes. This guy the guy was a female impersonator, and I can't think of his name. And the Stonewall apparently didn't even have running water. It was a really horrible place, and they hit it. They raided it, and people got beat up, and they said, "Why? Why is this happening?" And there's a haiku on the door, and there's a picture. It's about. And I don't even think the word gay was being used, because that's kind of...
Well, you know where the word gay came from, don't you?
What?
That came from the play that Gertrude Stein wrote, and then the two women, and she described everything they did in their travels. It was done in a gay fashion, and that's where the word originated.
See, I didn't know that. And was
well, you and I talk too much.
It was Gertrude Stein and the St.
They made a play out of it. It was a book that she wrote, and the two lesbian women.
Was
everything they did was gay.
Alice B. Toklas was the other woman.
Yes, well, that was her in-house.
Was her lover.
They both, well, they were nothing to look at. But I mean, I emulate Gertrude Stein in her thinking. I think. I mean, I've got that same sense of humor she has.
Well, remember, and all of those very caustic women lived in that time period, and they were the expatriates that went to Paris. Hemingway's part of that.
Yeah, they were the lost generation.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what she called the World War I people.
And they were, and it's been repetitive.
Yeah, I know it's fabulous stuff.
And it happened again in the '60s with Southeast Asia. That was a lost generation, and I think to some degree it's beginning again. The Iraq guys, the Afghan guys. But what was the great line?
The Kerouac and the
Jack and those guys were beats. They were different guys. Most of those guys weren't vets, and most.
Well, they were counterculture, same as she was.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah.
I'd argue there's a gray area that they cross over, but I'm a huge Kerouac fan, and I'm a huge Gregory Corso fan, and Ginsberg and those Ferlinghetti. Those people really affected me when I was a kid, but they're kind of different.
Oh yeah,
they're well. The great line of all the women at the Yale prom were laid end to end, I would not be a bit surprised. It's a funny line. But those people, and Alice B. Toklas allegedly was the one who started making bush brownies, putting weed in.
Yes, and that's where toking comes from. The word toking on marijuana comes from Toklas.
Absolutely. So they affected. But I love this stuff where the first riots, and they stood up against organized crime and the cops. It wasn't just and that took some bravery.
But if the mob hadn't controlled the street cops, the gay bars in New York, and the first one being Club 121, would have never opened.
It would have never existed.
And the mob didn't do it because they liked gay people.
Yeah.
They did it because they wanted the money. They sold protection to anybody that had the money to pay for it.
This guy makes an illusion.
That's what it was.
This guy makes he writes. He's very good, and he says that when Joe Gallo went to Attica, that he got involved in an alternative lifestyle for a while. Crazy Joe. Now, I've never heard that before.
Well, who knows?
But Joe Gallo said, you go to the joint, and homosexuality is no big deal. And, and I don't know. I'm fascinated by the role that the organized crime guys played in the gay bars and how they paid off the cops. Yeah. And that's
it's strictly financial.
Well, yeah, and then that's the arrival of.
It wasn't cultural. It was financial.
No, that's the arrival of Frank Serpico. And they understand how totally corrupt the New York Police Department is. I mean, really corrupt.
Okay.
Very good as always, man. You're the man. Thanks. 303-696-1971. Couple of quick things. Blue Apron. Here's the gift. Free food. It's like, what? But the best food. Blue Apron has established partnerships, 150 local farms and fisheries and ranchers across the country. Number one, fresh ingredient recipe delivery service in the country. Their mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everybody. They're so sure you're going to love this, they give it to you. Check out this week's menu. You go and do that first. The first 3 meals are free with free shipping. Go to blueapron.com/BOYLES. You love how good it feels, it tastes, creates incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. Don't wait. The blueapron.com/BOYLES. Blue Apron's a better way to cook. Take it. I mean, the cashew chicken and roasted pork, and they make this really cool noodles. I'm not talking this morning. Noodle soup. blueapron.com/BOYLES. 3 free meals and free shipping. Puff. Get it. Go to the website, blueapron.com/my last name, BOYLES.
Metro Highway's in good shape this morning. Trouble out east with the closure. Strong winds out in the foothills and high country. This report brought to you by Village Inn. Closure out west, I-70 out near Bennett. A multi-car accident and a car fire. I-70 shut down at Bennett. That is mile marker 304. High wind advisory out in the high country along I-70, Idaho Springs out to the Eisenhower Tunnel. High wind restrictions on Highway 285 between Fairplay and Kenosha Pass. Good news in the metro area. The highways are getting busier right now, running trouble-free. Make your Wednesday a whole lot sweeter with free Village Inn pie. Enjoy a slice of mint brownie blast every Wednesday in March with any dine-in purchase from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at Village Inn. I'm Susan Phelan, 710 KNUS. First Alert Traffic.
Dennis Prager is on board with the Republicans' replacement for Obamacare.
I support the health care bill that the Republicans are advancing, though it is not perfect, though it is not as conservative as one would wish, for the exact same reason that I supported Donald Trump for president. We don't have a choice. We're not in the real world.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11 on News Talk 710 KNUS. Real news. Stimulating talk.
The brand new LaCrosse 2315 wireless weather station is the first of its kind that will allow you to have a full-featured weather station and instantly be able to put your weather data online via Wi-Fi and upload it straight to the Weather Underground weather station network. This is a great buy at $169.95 and will allow you to have your weather data displayed on the internet so you can see what's happening at your home, your office, or remote location. Go to dayweather.com or call 1-800-584-9331.
We're flooded with free weather apps for our phones, only to find that they are not accurate or reliable for our region. WeatherSlant is simply different, and here's why. WeatherSlant forecasts are handcrafted by local meteorologists, not from an automated server in a faraway location. WeatherSlant forecasts are specific for your location and delivered daily via text message and email. No app is necessary. If the weather impacts your business, life, or travel, get accurate forecasts from WeatherSlant. Find out more at weatherslant.com. Plans begin at $7.99 per month. Sign up today at weatherslant.com.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. Now there's finally a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. You can even add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP. And right now, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 days. So call now, 1-800-400-2199. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. To receive your 10-day in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-400-2199. Again, that's 1-800-400-2199.
Hi, it's Peter Boyles. Ever wonder what the valuables you have are worth that are just sitting in your basement, the old jewelry box? Stop in and see my good friend David Ellis in Cherry Creek. Get instant cash, paid on the spot, those valuables you don't need anymore. David will beat any offer. He pays the highest prices in town for your gold, sterling silver, diamonds, your coins, your antique jewelry, wedding bands, Rolex watches. You could be sitting on a fortune. David will evaluate all your valuables for free. Your evaluations are quick and confidential. Park and walk in. Looking to buy a gift for somebody you really love? See David. Best prices on diamonds and jewelry. Located in Cherry Creek, 2640 East 3rd Avenue, 3rd and Clayton in Cherry Creek, or 303-322-8779. See David Ellis make money on the stuff that's been sitting in your storage. 3rd and Clayton in Cherry Creek, 303-322-8779. Instant cash on the spot for your valuables. See David Ellis in Cherry Creek today.
The main thing I got from Go Sober is now my life is easier and more fun. It's more about having quality conversations, hanging out with people that have good energy and make me feel better about myself and others, and doing more fun things. If you're struggling with alcohol, give Go Sober a call. I wish I made that call years ago. It was the best thing I ever did for myself and my family.
87% of Go Sober clients are successful. Rehab and talk therapy don't remedy the real underlying problem, brain chemistry that's been hijacked by alcohol. Go Sober provides FDA-approved medical treatment using specific drugs administered by a doctor. Recovery is easy once the brain chemistry is back to normal. It's outpatient and built around your schedule. you will be back in charge of your life without the desire or need to drink. Visit us at gosober.org. That's gosober.org.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Are you unable to eat the foods you love, afraid to laugh, afraid to live a normal life, even afraid to go out in public? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here. I believe that you deserve a smile that you can be proud of so you can live your life the way you want, with the peace of mind that you can smile without embarrassment and that your mouth is healthy. At Barrett's Dental, we want to help you get your life back. I invite you to my office for a free consultation where you can find out for yourself if you are comfortable at Barrett's Dental. We offer total dental solutions, meaning we can handle all of your dental care in one convenient location without referring you all over town. If you feel safe at Barrett's Dental, it's the last place you'll need to visit to get the care you need. Is the condition of your mouth causing you to live a life of quiet desperation? Call me. I'll take great care of you.
If you're looking for a safe place to take care of all your dental needs, call Barrett's Dental at 303-502-5527 or visit denverdentist.com.
More stimulating talk with Peter Boyles on 710 KNUS.
Right, 25 after the hour 6:25, Tuesday, March the 14th, 2017, 710 KNUS. Weather Center weather, 70 the high today, 73 Wednesday, and 75 on Thursday. 710 KNUS, Denver's talk station. The Bird Guys are coming up. I'll read you an email, albeit unsigned. What did I do with it? Here it is. Come on. It was nasty. I want to read it. You should consider cutting your show down to 2 hours so you don't inflict all the adolescent woodpecker crap on your audience. And it's unsigned. It says fun. Dear Fun, do I come down where you work and mess with your broom? Leave the radio show alone. We go to Nancy. You're on a radio show. Good morning. 710 KNUS. All woodpeckers all the time. Good morning, Nance.
I had a woodpecker that tortured me for 2 summers, Peter, and I need to tell you 2 things. First of all, get rid of it before it builds a nest somewhere in your house because it's a protected species. And once it builds a nest, you cannot move it. You cannot get rid of it. You can't touch it, or you'll be in violation of federal law. Do you know that?
Well, I know that if been getting all these people sending, go get a BB gun, go do this and shoot it.
No,
but no. You can get 5 years.
Yeah.
For shooting a woodpecker, plus like $50,000 fine for assassination of a woodpecker. I wouldn't do it anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's just not in me to do that. But I can't tell you that it didn't cross my mind. Like, okay.
Well, I called your guys. I've listened to your station for many, many years.
Thank you.
So you called, and your guys, your bird guys, said to me, put that flicker house out in a tree further away.
Yep.
But I called the department of, the animal department or wildlife, and they said, put a radio underneath where the bird is and turn it up real loud when you leave the house to go to work. Well, that didn't, help very much. Then they said, bang pot lids together. Well, who's going to sit there and bang pot lids?
Yeah, right.
But I literally had a woodpecker that laid eggs in the wall above my head.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who was on the radio whose show was it that you left for the woodpecker to listen to?
I left music. I left hard rock and roll music, stuff that I didn't want to listen to.
Should have. I can think of some people that would have put the woodpecker to sleep.
Oh, no talk stations. No, I left hard rock music on.
No. I'm talking about. Me too. Woodpecker go, I'm not going to hang around and listen to this.
And then I put them some heavy acid rock. I'm like, okay, you sucker.
Woodpeckers, you got to figure the way they bang their heads and stuff. Woodpeckers are probably all about that. Like,
it was awful, but we were leaving town, and I was terrified. I wanted that woodpecker out of there, and because I knew it was flying in and out, and we had to leave town. But not anybody that would come remove it. No wildlife people would remove it.
But don't they call that? No, they won't. No, I understand. But don't they call that headbanger music? I mean, the peckers got to love that. Like, hey,
God, it was horrible.
Peckers are going, Ozzy.
I went running up the stairs and running into the bedroom, and sure enough, they were in there. You could hear them fluttering.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, did you have a flicker or a woodpecker?
Oh, it was a flicker. I never knew that there was.
Neither did I.
But you learn a lot about birds. But I was going to say, get rid of it before it actually lays the egg. All the way through fall, Peter.
But these guys said, no, I'm just reading this stuff, and again, what do I know? But they're kind of calling in women woodpeckers, the yellow-bellied sapsucker. And there's all these things that protect woodpeckers, by the way. You're absolutely right. But they say that there's all these damage prevention and control methods. You can read all this, obviously, internet, the wealth of knowledge, but this is out of Cornell University about woodpeckers. And they're not messing around, boy.
How do you know you don't have the female up in the tree there?
No, because it's I don't know that. I've seen him sitting up in a big tree, and I think it's him. I haven't named him, but it's just a question of time. But they're protected by the Federal Migratory Bird Treaty Act.
Yes, they are.
Honest to God. And they're on the endangered species list, and they're offered full protection. When warranted, woodpeckers other than endangered species can be killed, but only under a permit. Woodpeckers are protected under state law as well as the feds. So if you blast a pecker, you can do 5 years.
Honestly, I thought it was a joke at first.
No,
but it's...
no. Do a nickel on the back of shooting a woodpecker. It's true. I'm looking. I want that lineup. You know, what are you doing? Crack, and what are you doing? Drive by. What are you doing? Shooting woodpeckers. But the woodpeckers, you can't mess with these things.
No, and when I sold my house and moved, to a different part of town, I said nothing with cedar siding because that house had cedar siding on it, and I said nothing with cedar. I don't want any invitations.
So the peckers are they didn't follow you like the Amityville.
But the raccoons came after me. But I have raccoons.
Raccoons. When I lived in the mountains, we used to have big raccoon battles all the time. But raccoons are not protected.
No, but they're eating the siding on the side of my house. I have this karma that the animals
I got into a full-scale raccoon fight with the biggest raccoon I've ever seen in my life, and he was in the house.
They'll bite you.
And you know what? They're clever. They're like Mother Nature's little bandit.
They're very cute.
Yeah, Mother Nature's little fill-in-the-blank, but that's the woodpecker. But honestly, I've told a story before. I'm crashed out Saturday after skiing, and I'm sleeping, and I'm reading, and all of a sudden, and I went, wow, what? And I thought, that's a woodpecker. And I thought, oh, isn't that fun? No, it isn't. It's like, here he comes again. And so I can see him. He sits up in a tree, and according to what I've read, he sends out a signal to a woman, to a female. And then he waits. And he's waiting for her to show up. Well, no, I'm serious. I mean, now I don't know this I'm just knowing what I read, but it's called reproduction behavior.
Well, the very first time I ever heard it, I thought it was some kid playing around outside my house.
Exactly.
And he went running out there to look and see who was being a smarty pants out there.
No, they're woodpeckers.
Yeah, I finally learned. Mm-hmm.
And this is one thing. The common misconception is they peck holes in buildings in search of insects. While they do not obtain insects by this means, many species will drill holes in sound, dry wood buildings, utility poles, and fence posts where few or no insects exist. The acorn woodpecker drills holes in wood simply to score acorns or to store them. When sapsuckers drill their numerous rows of 3 1/4-inch holes in healthy trees, they're primarily after sap and insects entrapped in the sap. So they call it drumming, by the way. They don't call it pecking. They call it drumming.
And then keep reading. You'll find out why they don't get a headache. It's like their brain is floating in the head or something.
They're like doing radio. I keep coming back to it. Like, there's a lot of similarities between woodpeckers and radio people.
There you go.
There it is. It's there. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Bye. 303-696-1971. We have woodpeckers, or at least a pecker. And apparently it's a flicker. Mark Crowley, man. Mark Crowley knows everything. So if you listen to the radio station on Saturdays between 12 and 1, here on 710 KNUS, and Scott and David Minnow. They're the bird brains. They're the bird guys, and they have answers for this. But I tell you what, he's cool. He's up there, and he's waiting. he's gonna light your rocket. We got Woody's song Thursday night. St. Patrick's, as they say where I grew up, Patrick, with myself and all the guys. I haven't thrown a St. Patrick's Day for well over 30 years. We're going to do it, and the benefit is the Memorial Fund for the fallen RTD police officer, Scott Van Lincoln. But it's going to be a hoot. I mean, food and music and fun and dancing, and the family unit's coming, and all the guys from the job are coming, and it's the third party we did at the Proof. We did the Halloween, which was a great party that night, the best Donald Trump and best Hillary Clinton. And then we did the inaugural ball for all of us. That was great, the Deplorables Ball. Turn them away. And now we're going to do March the 16th, the night before St. Patrick's. And everybody's coming. It's going to be like the turnout, the Irish buffet, stew and cabbage and corned beef and Irish bread. And go to the website, 710knus.com. It's all there. We go to Ray on line one. Ray, you're on the show, man. Good morning.
Beer, my man.
My boy.
Well, you know, with flickers, I had one, and I thought about it, and there was this guy walking down the street as I was standing up looking at this flicker tearing a hole in the side of my house.
And?
So he was a big, bushy, white-bearded guy, and he walked by the house, and still does. This is for probably the last 10 years, and walked by the house. So back to this flicker, I couldn't get by it. And, you know, you can't really shoot it, so you can try to scare it away.
Well, you can't shoot them.
But he said, get yourself a bed sheet and get a board and cover that hole up and let that bed sheet flap in the wind.
This is really hard. You know that. I mean, it's like, here's one for you. And this is an email. How about a trained hawk to kill the woodpecker? Would they blame you or the hawk? Same thing, right?
Well, they would blame you, but that's, you know, the self-preservation for the hawk, because that woodpecker probably peck his eyes out if he didn't do something.
Right.
But seriously, they will do that. If you put a bed sheet up over that hole, and my neighbor did it and about fell off the ladder doing it, but he put a bed sheet over his on his house a few years after that. Flickers don't come by our houses anymore.
Seriously?
Serious. I'm serious. We just got up there. And just you need a bed sheet that's maybe like 4 feet, even half of a bed sheet. And you don't
that's pretty trashy looking. I mean, plus that's a lot.
Well, yeah.
Work. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of neighborhood you live in, but it's okay in mine.
Well, where I grew up was away. I mean, I'm trying to think, did we ever, with the old man, what would he have done? He just probably got one of his buddies, and they probably had a couple beers and shoot it. But
well, I can tell you that there was, when my daughter was in college up at the Socialist Republic of Boulder, there was a woodpecker pecking a hole right outside of her bedroom. And you know how college students, they like to sleep in the afternoon after their classes?
Talk show host, too.
Well, that's prime time for pecking.
You know what? I think you're right.
Yeah. So one of the boys went out there and broke the law.
He busted a cap on a pecker?
Yeah, he just sat there and watched him through a little, he had the window open on that side of the house.
Popped him.
When the pecker started pecking, well, the pecker took a fall to the ground.
You know, that's really, I mean, I hear that.
It's sad.
Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, that's not in me. Bust a cap on a pecker. I mean, first of all, I think it's wrong. And two, I don't want to go to jail. People, I'm telling you, I'm reading all this stuff on the internet, and you don't want to mess with them.
Oh, they're serious about that.
No, they're very serious.
One of those, you can get hauled away, and just nobody said anything about it. At least my daughter able to sleep after that. And the guys had peace of mind again because she wasn't going hysterical.
Imagine this. I mean, you shake time on the back of a woodpecker.
Yeah.
All right. We're jumping. All right, we got to Ron. Ron, you're on a radio show. Thank you.
Hey, Pete, how are you?
Hey, good, man. I'm fine, thanks.
17 woodpecker holes in the side of my house.
And?
Because I was going to fix it myself. So you better listen to these bird comments.
No, I will. I mean, I promise I will.
Hey, maybe you could put grandma's underwear up there. No, the sheets won't work. Nothing will work.
I mean, all this stuff, get a hawk. Somebody called up Casey and said, get rubber snakes. Rubber snakes?
I put up everything.
Nothing.
And they finally get tired and they stop. What they're doing is they want to build a nest, and then when they get inside there, it's not big enough.
Actually,
they tear out all the insulation.
No,
it's not big enough, so they go to another spot.
Actually, according to what I've been reading, and I'm sure that you're right as well, that they're looking for a woman. They're looking for a girlfriend.
Well, isn't every man? Hey.
Well, that's my point. How many times
they said, let's go to Petey's new fancy pants house.
Let's go let's go smack the wall with our peckers.
And I'm on top of a 18-foot ladder because I've got a 2-story house and filling up, covering these things. And I should have just listened to the bird guys. They got a great solution they were talking about Saturday.
Yeah, you get a pecker house. You get a flicker house and you put it on a pole someplace and the pecker goes over.
Don't
there.
mess with it.
No.
It cost me $10,000 to replace my siding. No way. Yeah, I mean 17 holes.
What did your insurance guy say? Forget about it.
Oh yeah, no. And that's 10 Benjamins if you shoot that little guy.
Oh, listen, I'm reading all the stuff about don't you be shooting them peckers.
You aren't smart enough, Pete. You're the smartest man I ever listened to. You are not smart enough to beat these guys. No. I named mine Debbie. Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
I got to name it, man. I'm like,
name it Debbie because she won't go away.
But I think that I mean, if it's pecking, it's a guy because it's signaling to female peckers. You know, let's dance. You know, and so let's dance.
And then one morning, my son hit the drywall in his bedroom. Put a hole in the wall.
I bet.
Trying to knock this thing away.
No, I'll bet.
Hey, I got to say something to you.
All right.
I want to thank you for getting me onto reading because I'm Elmer Fudd when it comes to reading. I can't read at all, but you have changed my life learning how to read about what's going on in the world. So I want to thank you for that. My best friend right now is Jack Phillips because of you.
Oh, that's kind, man. He's a good man.
No, I really do mean that, Peter.
Well, you're awfully kind. Well, man, come to St. Patrick's Day party. We'll hug. I'll bring.
All right. Well, and I got I took a speaker off of my house that was a alarm system thing.
Yeah.
You can hold it in your hand for. This is Ed Perlman, so I'm gonna bring that to you sometime. It looks like a megaphone.
Ed Perlmutter. I'm Ed Perlmutter.
Yeah,
man, thank you. Be safe. Thanks. 30. Thank you very much. Compliment.
The 17th is
it's Thursday night. Thursday night is for Jack Phillips. 17th.
Yeah, it's they keep rescheduling him, and they got it on the SCOTUS blog. It's listed under cases to watch, and. It looks like maybe they're rescheduling him until the new Supreme gets in there.
They are.
What they did to him was bad.
Horrible.
Bad.
All right, man. We're jumping. Thank you very much for what you said. 303-696-1971. Good morning. Coming up, the guys who do the Bird Talk show, the Bird Guys, and Dave Minnow's on the show. And we're going to talk about most woodpeckers feed, and they talk about what native berries, fruit, nuts, and certain seeds. The diet includes cultivated fruit and nuts. The sapsuckers, as name suggests, feed extensively on tree sap as well as insects. Okay. But I guess these guys are like death on bugs. Guys will knock a bug out of the box, but physical traits enable them to cling easily to trunks and branches, wood siding, utility poles while pecking. Just my luck. Caught a woodpecker. 303-696-1971. Twin Aspen Dental. If you need some specialty work to make your smile beautiful, you need a family dental clinic for your checkups. These are your guys, and they're my dentist. And I tell you what, I've been now, 5 years. I've been with Dr. O'Neill, now Dr. Richter. For like most of us, you put off the dentist until something needs attention and forget we pay those dental plans all year round. And if you don't use the benefits, you lose the benefits. And Dr. Richter and Dr. O'Neill, Twin Aspen Dental Center, want you to remember to use your dental benefits, and they're there for you. Maybe you need a little renovation project in your mouth, or maybe need to go the whole way. A good cleaning. The point is, it's my dental clinic. It should be yours. Twin Aspen Dental is a full-service dental clinic, takes care of the smallest cavities to total dental makeovers. 303-841-7466 is the phone number. Find them on the web, twinaspendentalcenter.com. 303-841-7466, 841-7466, online, twinaspendentalcenter.com.
Let's start off with the good news. Both directions of I-70 have reopened at mile marker 304 in Bennett. However, the left lane is blocked in both directions, but cars are allowed to go through. This report brought to you by the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Denver. Purchase your Dream House raffle ticket benefiting Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Denver by March 17th to be entered in the early bird drawing for a trip to Australia. Visit milehighraffle.com. I'm Pete Wagner, 710 KNUS First Alert Traffic.
The Tuesday Dan Kaplan Show, Denver City Council actually thinking about extending hours so drug dealers can sell their poison till midnight every night, even though legalized marijuana taking a major toll on kids in Denver. We'll also talk about victims of sex assault and stalking. Should the law be changed so they can get out of their leases? And the Pope talking about maybe allowing married men as priests, that and much more.
The Dan Kaplan Show, weekday mornings from 9 to 11, right after Peter Boyles on News Talk 710 KNUS.
Hi, this is Oren, owner of Absolutely Cabinets. Since 1989, I've sold Aristocrat cabinets for kitchens and baths, and they have proven year in and year out to be a great dollar value. With Aristocrat, you can buy the level of cabinetry you feel comfortable with in regard to construction. If you want all the features without making a decision, I sell Decora, which is a semi-custom line of cabinets with solid wood fronts, dovetail drawers, full extension glides, with soft close automatically on the drawers and doors. From basic up, I can put you into cabinetry that will fit all your wants and needs. Thanks to all my repeat and referral customers over the years.
Go visit Oren's showroom at 5940 West 38th Avenue near the corner of Harlan and 38th Avenue. Or give him a call at 303-425-5592. That's 303-425-5592. Or visit AbsolutelyCabinets.com. New store hours are 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to noon on Fridays.
Hi, this is Willie Dan with Stanford Funding. Rates remain extremely low. Right now, you can get 15-year rates in the low 3s and 20-year rates in the upper 3s. Whether you're looking to refinance or purchase a new home, call Stanford Funding now at 303-458-8200. These rates won't last long, as the Federal Reserve is expected to start raising rates soon as the economy keeps improving. So call your local lender, Stanford Funding, at 303-458-8200. Even have rates in the mid-3s for FHA and VA loans for both purchases and refinances. VA loans can even go to 100% of the value of the home, whether it's a purchase or cash out. Lastly, Stanford Funding can even finance commercial properties or those hard-to-do loans that banks won't touch. So call Stanford Funding now at 303-458-8200 or apply online at stanfordfunding.com.
NMLS 306720. Credit score 660. Loan to value 90%. Licensed by the Division of Real Estate.
This is Dan Kaplis. A wise person once told me, if you don't have a seat at the table, you are going to end up on the menu. I think that applies directly to personal injury and wrongful death cases. If you're not represented by a highly accomplished law firm, the insurance company is probably going to eat you for lunch, and you'll never even know it. So if you want to make sure that you and your claim are treated with the respect you deserve, give me a call. We are a serious firm for serious cases. And for 30 years, we have proven our ability to go up against the best the other side has to offer and to win. Our personal injury clients include everyone from the poorest of the poor to CEOs, teachers, farmers, police officers, doctors, lawyers, and professional athletes. We are able to make the vast resources of our firm available to good people from all walks of life by taking righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. You can reach me at 303-770-5551. That's 303-770-5551 or dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
Hi, it's Peter Boyles. If you haven't been out to Colorado's most unique and exclusive gun shop, you got to see Alan Samuel's Machine Gun Tours in Lakewood, 12,550 West Colfax Avenue. Handguns and rifles, suppressors, shotguns, rare pistols, non-lethal items, pepper spray, and so much more, and tasers. Experience one of Machine Gun Tours' fire full auto firearms. They offer CCW classes. Visit Alan Samuel Machine Gun Tours in Lakewood on West Colfax between Sims and Youngfield. MachineGunTours.com. That's MachineGunTours.com. Alan Samuel, all the guys, MachineGunTours.com.
Are you hiring? Join the over 3 million businesses that use Indeed.com for hiring. You can post a job in minutes and manage your candidates from an easy-to-use dashboard. Post your next job on the world's #1 job site, Indeed.com.
I'm getting a big hug from Smokey Bear because before I left my campfire, I drowned it out, stirred it, and drowned it out again until it was cold. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
We now return to the Peter Boyles Show.
All woodpecker talk all the time. 6:50. 10 minutes before the bird brains come on. Talk to these guys. The attack of the giant woodpecker. Tuesday morning, March the 14th, 2017. Fake Talk. We're the Fake Talk station and the official fake news station. 710KNUS.com about the St. Pat's part. It's there. Also going with us to, in June, we will be on Normandy Beach on the 6th of June watching the anniversary ceremonies. I'm sure it will be the once-in-a-lifetime trip. The info is there as well. 710KNUS.com. We go here. Let's go to Diane. Diane, thanks and good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Peter. How are you today?
I'm actually good. Thank you.
Good. 3 things I want to say real quick. On the woodpecker, if you put up a suet feeder, they'll go to the suet feeder.
And they'll come back and peck on your house.
No, they won't.
Why not?
I put one up and they just don't. They go to the neighbors.
Peck on the neighbors.
And then the second thing is coming up this Wednesday, everybody's supposed to mail a postcard to Donald J. Trump and just send him positive thoughts and just bombard the White House with why you love Trump.
I mean, I've heard the pro-Trump rallies that took place to show, what happens. And I always say, don't do that stuff because most people, and I understand I would guess that you're a politically active person, but most people that are Trump supporters, I really do believe this, they're so busy taking care of their families, working their jobs, playing softball in the summer leagues, getting their kids ready for soccer and baseball and swim classes and making sure that all's well and the backyard looks good. And they vote for Donald Trump, they support Donald Trump, but their lives they're not the pussy hats and the idiots that are marching constantly 24/7 around the Capitol. They just don't have the time. And when somebody said, sit down and send Trump a postcard or something, and you don't want to measure stuff that way because inevitably you'll come up short.
One word doesn't hurt.
No, I'm on your side. I'm not trying to say don't.
He likes to hear good things. I mean, you know.
Sure.
But, and the third thing, and I'll let you go, is I got a theme song for you for your Pussyhats.
What is?
Tom Jones.
What's new, Pussycat? What's new, Pussyhats? Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I like it.
I wish I had Don Reggae back. He would have come up with that in 2 seconds. What's new, Pussyhats? Very good call. Thank
Love
you,
your
man.
show.
You're
Thank
kind. Interesting. What the hell, Pete? Woodpeckers have more rights and protections than the unborn children in this country. Woo. Good shot. We go to Betsy. Betsy, you're on a radio show. The guys from the Bird Talk show are coming up right after the top of the hour. Betsy, good morning.
Hi, Peter. I got rid of my woodpecker. I went down to Home Depot and bought a rat trap, and I screwed it over half the hole he had made, and it snapped, and it didn't get him, but he never came back.
What would have happened to you, seriously, if you'd have caught that pecker in the rat trap? You know, if they'd have caught you. I'm serious.
I know, but I worked my butt off to buy this house,
I'm on your side.
I'm not going to lose it to a damn bird.
When woodpeckers are outlawed, only outlaws will have woodpeckers.
That's right.
Take this woodpecker out of my cold, dead hand. But they have all this stuff about damage. I mean, your pecker can do some damage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, big old holes in your house, and I work hard to make that house.
No, I know. Listen, that's my point about people who work hard. They're not expecting the government to underwrite their rent or give them a cell phone, and then they can go march around the Capitol. But you are
exactly.
But it's interesting when you read the legal status. The Internet's wonderful, and all this stuff on there about protecting woodpeckers. It's not. I mean, it's the stuff. You don't want to be messing with a woodpecker.
Well, I did, and I won.
Final score. Betsy won, woodpecker nothing. Thank you very much. All right, we go to John. John, you're on a radio show. Good morning.
Good morning, Peter. How are you?
I'm good, bro. Thanks.
Good. Say, I did this twice on a couple of houses. They're actually ranger station houses with the Forest Service. And we were having flicker damage on cedar siding. And I talked to an old guy that gave us a recommendation to cut out a silhouette of a bird of prey. And the one that he suggested was the goshawk, Goshawk.
Sure.
And you place it at the peak of the roof. You cut it out of wood, paint it black, so it looks like a silhouette, the shadow of that bird in flight. And these guys never came back to either of the houses.
Last night, a very smart friend of mine said, get an owl, like a dummy owl.
Right.
And get a ladder, get on top of your house, and put the owl on the peak of your roof. And they said the owl, the peckers will see the owl, and they're going, I'm not going to mess with an owl, and they leave. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it sounds much like what you're saying.
It's exactly the same thing. It's they're definitely afraid of that bird of prey genetically, I guess, and they see that shadow and don't come around. Now, I've seen owls put up at buildings where they have like starlings that fly in the windows and things like that, and that seems to work too.
Yeah. No, it's I've seen owls used to chase off crows. Those styrofoam owls. But when you go on the internet, and again, you sound like a really smart man, you can read all this stuff, and they're not messing around. I mean, woodpeckers, and they're classified as migratory, non-game birds and protected by the Federal Migratory Bird Treaty Act. Also an endangered species. Also, the state of Colorado protects them. Also, the Fish and Wildlife Services protect them.
Right.
I mean, it's not. I mean, they're not messing with you. 5 years, right. $50,000.
Yeah, and it's tempting to take a shot at.
Oh, isn't it?
I had a flicker on a tree in my backyard here that just turned it. It looked like an old computer punch card. You know? Just riddled the thing, but the tree survived, and I was going to use the silhouette on that, but the thing took off, never came back on that one either. So anyway, your listeners may want to try that, and you can find these silhouettes in any of the old bird identification books.
Well,
a lot of them have that.
They are. I've been looking, and I think it is a flicker. I don't think it's which is a form of woodpecker, but I have. And I don't know, you sound like an old guy like me, but there used to be, and we could never get them. They were like the holy grail of BB guns. They're called Ben Franklin's, and they shot this thing looked like a little hourglass pellet, and it's like it's like a .177 caliber, and I got one. I've had it forever. I don't even know where I got it, and I have it in the house. I don't have any of those little, but I thought for an instant, because these things, they're maddening, and I thought, well, I'll light his fire for him. But I thought, Pete, that's not in me to go out and shoot a little woodpecker. I'm not that guy. But Pete, I understand.
Is that bird that you have, does it have like orange markings on it?
I see a silhouette. He sits up in the big tree and he's like hawking the house, when it's showtime. He's a flicker. I don't think he's a woodpecker. And he's got he's got like a swallowtail on him, and he's a flicker. But the bird guys are coming. You're a good call, John. Thanks, man.
Well, and I want to say happy St. Patty's Day to you. And like they say in Pittsburgh, let's hit the bricks.
We got to hit the bricks. Hit the pike. Thanks, John. On the other side, these are the guys, and they're on 12 to 1 every Saturday. We'll talk about the woodpecker right after this.